So I'm gonna dehydrate these cherry tomatoes, and the first thing you have to do is wash them off, of course. And you want to get all the dust off and remove the stems. You need to take the stems off, and you need to check and make sure there aren't any leaves or other things on the tomatoes. You want them to be as clean as possible. Oh, there's a leaf. Yep. Get that off, and the stems. And then the next thing is to slice the tomatoes about 1/4 of an inch thick. It's not real crucial that you're exact, but just kind of eyeball it until you get, some slices that are consistently about the same thickness. Once you have the tomatoes all sliced, then you can start loading up your dehydrator trays. And you want to put the slices on the trays in one layer. You don't want them overlapping. You can get them as close as you want, but you don't want them to be overlapping. If you do overlap them, they will stick to each other, which makes it really difficult sometimes to get them apart. So here we have the trays all filled up. There were 4 trays full. Yeah, that's a lot of all of those red cherry tomatoes that I picked the other day. So then we have to put the lid on, and then we have to set the time and the temperature. And I have the temperature set here at 135 degrees, and I'm going to set it to go overnight, about 8 hours, but I'll check it in the morning. So we're going to check these now. Are they completely dry? Let's just pick one to look at and check. Let's just pick, how about this one right here? No, it is still very soft. They are not completely dry, so they're going to have to be dehydrated much longer. So let's see. How long should they go? Probably another 8 hours maybe. Let's see, 135 degrees, and well, I've got 7 hours and 40 minutes. That works. Okay, time to test the tomato slices again. Let's see. Oh, look. They don't really break. They don't snap. They're not crisp. They're more bendy. They're definitely dry, but they're just flexible. Let's try it again. So after another 8 hours, let's check it. Take the lid off. Which one? How about this one right here? Well, they should be crisp. That's kind of crisp. And this is sort of not crisp, so they still aren't completely dry. They need to go a little bit longer. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's try again. Let's see. Which one? This one right here, if I can get it off. Aha! Yes, that was crisp. And that's crisp. And that's crisp. Definitely crisp. Yep, that's crisp. I think these are done. I just always keep checking to make sure, but I think these are done. Okay, now, after we have dehydrated them, there's one more step to do, and that's to put them in storage for the pantry. So the first thing you need is a piece of wax paper, and just put it down on a surface, and then you can start taking the dehydrated tomato slices off of your trays, and most of them will just slide right off. Some of them will be a little stuck to the tray, but that's because tomatoes have a lot of sugar in them, actually. So anyway, just keep working at it and working at it and scraping the tomatoes off, pulling them off onto the wax paper surface. Here we go. Here's a bunch of them. I'm almost done here. Yeah. Now let's weigh these. Let's weigh them once they've been dehydrated. This is going to be interesting. So these are all of the red cherry tomatoes. All of them fit in this one little package. And how many pounds does that weigh? That weighs 0.315 pounds, or 143 grams. Wow. Okay, now we're going to have to put them in jars to make sure that they stay nice and dry. So once you have them in this wax paper, it's pretty easy to just, transfer them into jars. And you can just shake the jars to settle the contents a little bit. It doesn't take much effort to do that. And then I wonder if I'm going to get a whole second jar here. I don't think so, but anyway, let's see. Oops, I spilled a couple there. But no, I don't have it definitely is not going to fill up this second jar. So let me shake it, settle the contents a little bit. Okay, the next step is to, look at that, look at those two jars. The next step is to seal the jars. So I'm going to use a brake bleeder for this, but I have this attachment that I bought specifically for canning jars. And you put the canning jar lid on the top of the jar, and then you use this attachment and you push it all the way down, and then with that little hole in the middle, this is a brake bleeder with a hose attached to it. And at the end of the hose is this little fitting that also came with the attachment that fits on the jars. And so you push that down into that lid, and then with the brake bleeder, you can suck all of the air out of the jar. It's very fascinating. It takes a while, and I guess my grip is not very strong because I have to use two hands. I try to get it to between 15 and 20. And okay, I think that's about right there. Now, then when you take this off, when you take that off, did you hear that? You hear that noise? That means that, it's sealed. And then you carefully take the lid off, take the attachment off, and when you tap on the lid, you can tell, see, it's sealed. It is sealed. So then you can put the ring on it. Okay, that's nice. A nice jar of dehydrated tomatoes. Okay, let's get a label on it. Cherry tomatoes, dehydrated, 135 degrees for 24 hours on the 11th of October, 2023. Nice jar for long-term storage. Awesome. Awesome. So when I started out, I had 4.894 pounds or 2,220 grams. And once they were dehydrated, 0.315 pounds or 143 grams. Wow. Just wow. I'm amazed. So I did not seal this jar. This is the jar that was not full, and I'm going to use that as my working pantry. But this one that's sealed is awesome, and I'm going to put that in my long-term storage. Beautiful. Now these can be used in soups and stews. You can just put a few in, and they will rehydrate like a small tomato. And they add a lot of flavor, just like adding a can of tomatoes to your soup or stew.